The jungle was alive with danger-twisting vines, shadows, and the faint metallic temps of blood lingering in the air. Bullets ricocheted off tree trunks as the SEAL team moved, their bodies tense, their senses sharp. And in the middle of it all, she knelt, patching a wound, the mortar of fear and urgency pressing down on every heartbeat. One of the team muttered under his breath, disbelief clear, "She's just a nurse. What can she do?" Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're rewatching from. I love knowing who's listening. She froze at the words, a flash of doubt slicing through her focus. For years, she had trained, not just in medicine, but in combat drills, survival tactics, marksmanship. Yet here in the heat of battle, their judgment tried to shrink her worth to a title, to a single label. The jungle didn't care about titles, neither did the enemy closing in around them. A sudden roar split the air. Explosion shook the ground beneath their feet. Her heart leaped as she saw the team leader go down, pinned by enemy fire. Chaos erupted. The SEALs scattered, attempting to find cover while still protecting their fallen comrade. She gritted her teeth, hands trembling slightly as adrenaline surged. This was no longer about proving them wrong. This was about survival. Dust and sunlight mingled in the air, a haze that made every movement uncertain. Leaves rustled like whispers, each sound magnified, each shadow a potential threat. Her breathing steadied. She could hear the frantic murmurs of her teammates, the almost inaudible prayers they offered to whatever might be listening. And then, a quiet voice in her mind reminded her, skill is earned in silence, courage is proven in action. Her fingers closed around the rifle at her side. She lifted it, eyes scanning the chaos, movements precise despite the tremor in her hands. The team leader's life depended on her now, and every SEAL was counting on someone to change the tide. She thought she'd never see him again. She was wrong. One by one, she began engaging the enemy with calm, deliberate accuracy. Each shot disrupted their advance, each breath timed with precision. The SEALs, initially skeptical, noticed the rhythm of her fire, the confidence in her aim, the calm control she exuded amid pandemonium. Slowly, the tide shifted. The enemy faltered, retreating under the coordinated assault she orchestrated alongside the team's repositioning. The fallen teammate groaned, struggling to rise. She ran to him, bullets grazing past her like whispers of death. Her hands moved quickly, not just stabilizing him, but signaling the rest of the team to follow her lead. They moved as one, a tide of determination and survival, exploiting every opening she created. Each SEAL regained courage, inspired by the unexpected hero among them. The jungle itself seemed to hold its breath as she continued, weaving through cover, saving her team, neutralizing threats with a mix of precision and instinct. Sweat dripped down her face, her uniform torn and muddied, yet she remained unyielding. A figure of quiet heroism that commanded respect without a single boast. And then it happened. The final enemy stronghold threatened to engulf the team. A concentrated hail of bullets aimed to finish what had begun. She crouched behind a fallen log, assessing, calculating. Her mind raced with options, weighing risk versus survival, strategy versus instinct. She made her choice. One long, controlled breath. One series of rapid, precise shots. The enemy collapsed, disoriented and defeated. Silence fell, heavy but triumphant. The SEALs looked at her with awe, their previous disbelief washed away by gratitude and recognition. The man who had called her just a nurse approached slowly, eyes wide, words catching in his throat. She had saved them all. Every life intact because she refused to let labels define her, because she acted decisively when it mattered most. The team huddled together, breathing ragged, hearts pounding, yet alive. Around them, the jungle seemed to exhale, releasing the tension that had gripped it for hours. They looked at her not as a nurse, not as an auxiliary, but as a hero, a force that had turned the tide of battle in a moment when all seemed lost. Because kindness doesn't vanish, it waits, and it finds its way back. As dawn crept through the canopy, casting shafts of gold on the mud and leaves, she lowered her rifle, breathing deep, chest heaving. The SEALs nodded, words unnecessary. Respect had been earned, in action, under fire, in the crucible of real danger. She had proven that courage transcends titles, that true skill and heart can redefine expectations. If this story inspired you, hit that like button, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever been underestimated and then proven everyone wrong? Your stories remind us all why bravery matters.